It's your vibe for me. Do you see me out there vibing freely? I don't care, I'm a vibe anywhere. Take a drive or by fair, applying pressure cause I'm rare. It's the vibe for me. It's your vibe for me.
Hello, happy Monday. It's your favorite Lady DJ Bri Z, and we are back for another episode of Essential Vibes Podcast on the number one. And let me say that again, just in case y'all, missed it, but voted the number one, and we just gonna say number one podcast, period. So how is everyone doing today? Thank you all for tuning in. I want y'all to know we have some wonderful guests in the building with us tonight, and I'm going to actually let them introduce themselves. So, Jody, start with you.
Oh, man, we got to go clockwise. I'm Jody, J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth. I'm an author, illustrator, elected official, community board member, chef, business owner, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
All right. I was going to say your last name, but I'm not going to say anything. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Darius Simpson, artist extraordinaire, muralist, space traveler, time traveler. There's many handles. I'll just say I'm a student of the universe. What's poppin'?
Okay, I like that. Student of the universe. That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope. So, how's everybody Monday been going so far?
Pretty good. I booked a few shows already. And until...
Sorry, I'm pushing the mics in their face, y'all. Here, slide on up.
Camera right there where I could see
You're going to have to see if you can practice silent chewing.
He done brought food here. And
I promise you. I got my smoothie.
I didn't bring food. Food was brought
I got
to
water.
me. Shout out, Bae, my fiance.
Oh, period. He said Bae put up.
Mm-hmm.
And she put up with the right things. Mm-hmm. He got the tea and the salad.
Yeah, don't play with it.
Don't get no better than that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my little smoothie here. This is my dinner.
She gonna be dropping a food truck soon, so.
Is she?
Yeah, don't play with her.
That is big news.
Yeah, her and Sinitra, you know what I'm saying? They working on a food truck. She dropping the My Golden Glamour hairline, the Experiences of a Goddess YouTube.
Okay, multiple.
Yeah.
Multiple streams of income.
Yeah, we was rotating today. We're rotating, man.
Hey, but you know what? That's the best thing. And just the fact that you are so, I could tell how proud of proud of her you are just by, you explaining and telling what it is she's doing. So the fact that, for people who are in a relationship, if you can get a partner that is actually about you and what your goals and dreams and ambitions are, like that's a part of what teamwork is. Mm-hmm. And I kind of think that's what it all boils back down to, is that support system.
Yeah.
That has the extra perks and bonuses that comes with it. That's different than, family and friends. It's,
when you get into a relationship, it's like a merger of two businesses, two entities.
Yes.
It's like what work for you will work for me. We got to come together. So if she hustling, I'm going to hustle with her too.
Period.
If I'm hustling, she with me. So.
Man.
Oh, man.
Got to do the snaps.
Oh, man. Y'all silly, man.
I'm just going to
period.
Single people.
Okay.
Man,
let's talk about that. Jody. Yes, we go in there, Jody. Yep. So, single life in Toledo. So would you date someone in Toledo? Because you know how that goes, where people be like, no, I'm not dealing with nobody in Toledo.
Yes and no.
Why?
I could date somebody from Toledo, but not with a Toledo mindset.
Break that down.
So I do a lot. Right now, I currently run 8 companies. Besides the elected official offices and the board members and stuff, I just released a Dream Box, which has a whole bunch of stuff, and I can leave at any moment. So for me, traveling, or if somebody books me for a show, say, we want you in Atlanta next week. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to be like, so you going down there to see some women, huh? Like,
so basically you saying you need somebody that's not going to be insecure and supportive.
Yeah, and not into gossip and daily drama.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Because we're small. We all family. We all know each other. And for me, I can't create worried about whose food truck is working or what nightclub got shot up or who's getting the bottlenecks.
Or who getting the bottlenecks. You don't want to know those things.
I don't. If you go on a trip, I love it. That's great. But that was your trip. It's not something that I'm going to fantasize or be mad at you or upset about you.
So basically, you don't want a chick that's going to be like, so babe, listen, such and such went to this trip, honey, and they was looking a mess. Like, that's off.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, though. But, you know, it's every person has their preferences, because y'all be surprised how many men out here be that way.
I've been in the entertainment world almost 20 years now.
Okay.
But are they men, though?
Oh.
Women, too. Women have taken over the field of what's yours, in a sense.
Are they women if
they have feminine? Okay, let's talk. Okay, so let's just get down to that, though. Is it okay for men to have feminine traits?
What do you mean?
Yes.
I'm saying, okay, so, okay, yeah, I guess that is all right, so I guess there's a perspective of mannerisms and what else?
I mean, if it
behavior. Okay, so yeah. I guess it's different sectors of that.
True. If I need to be in the public eye, have more attention or more glitter on me to my girl, then something might be wrong. But sensitivity.
Is it okay for a man to wear glitter?
No.
Why not?
Unless it's put on him by some dancer or something like that, or some other areas, or you just had to get some lotion that had some sparkles in it.
So you ain't never been down to Miami in the sun.
I glow naturally. I don't need to put nothing artificial on me.
You never put the shimmer lotion. You ain't glisten to get off that melanin.
Well, see, that's when you get a partner. Then you learn to consolidate. You know what? You want to smell like melons? I'll smell like melons.
Oh
too,
man.
Me myself, I'm not going in the Bath and Body Works myself.
They have a whole men's section.
They have a men's section
in the corner.
I have independent creators that have businesses that could do that.
For sure, I shop with them too.
Yep.
But you said it as if you don't want to get caught in Bath and Body Works.
He ain't walking in there.
I mean, for the essence of what that is, like I should have said Victoria's Secret or something, but just to go get something that's like special like that. Like for me, if I want some lotion, I go to my person down the street. Get some actual shea butter, get some stuff that's going to revitalize my skin. I don't need to be sparkly.
Okay, so what about exfoliants? What about a toner? What about
sugar scrubs, all that stuff. Yeah. Self-care. But
so that's good though, because I'm glad that you know those things. It's a lot of men who don't even know what an exfoliant is.
I'm trying to tell you.
So I guess I needed to I don't really know if I asked the right question about is it okay, like men being feminine, but I'm just.
You was talking
so we
about
talking
gossiping.
About the talk and the walk and the gossiping, yeah.
No, she was talking about them being vaginal. You feel me?
What?
Vaginal, feeding into. Oh, that's what we call it over in my sector. You know what I'm saying? When
explain.
What? Oh, he even weak. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not me being weak. It's just the fact that when you mention
that word though, but we said pussy.
Wait,
no.
Oh, okay.
No, vaginal.
No, yes, that's fine. But
wait, we can.
Yes.
Oh, what's going on? Okay, so wait, we talking about.
I would say, is it okay for like a man to be feminine? And I guess it's really no. I guess it depends on. That's what I'm saying. I guess
because you was talking about gossiping and that shit not cool.
Yeah.
We supposed to be talking about paper. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never made no money talking down on another nigga, no matter how I felt about it. You feel me?
Okay.
So when you talking about she was looking a mess on the trip, you know.
That's what.
Okay,
yes, a feminine trait.
Yeah. Look at Gina. What up, Gina?
A chick and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
You ain't gonna get rich counting another pair of pockets, so you can't really do that. But having feminine qualities or being able to understand, you know, the sensitive or emotional side of our personalities, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. But if you feeding into it and you being abroad, it's different. Jody talking about mannerisms, dog. I cross my legs, you know what I'm saying? I talk real smooth with my hands, you know what I'm saying? different things.
I mean, it's how you talk with your hands, though.
Hey, I had a gay cat walk up on me and ask me, he's like, hey, you move like this. I'm like, hold on, player. Appreciate the compliment. I'm clean. I hold it down. But, hey, high five. It's cool.
Okay.
I appreciate the love.
Okay.
Man, until the movie Baby Boy come out, even today, I still get called Miss if I'm on the phone or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm a poet. Like, words are my luxury and how I get stuff, so.
So does that offend you? Or you're used to it?
I'm used to it.
Okay.
In entertainment, you get used to a whole bunch of stuff because I ain't gonna see you again.
Right.
But you know, I've in other offices, I've had some inboxes, and I just had to shut it down real quick. Like, look, I was at your event to support you in these rights, but you can get these hands.
Oh, for real. But it's the way you reacted though.
Yeah,
You didn't tell him, you ain't threatening him.
No, I was professional.
Okay.
But in the back of my mind, it's like, you got one more message.
Oh man.
Also, the flirtation coming through. So I guess what it is like, with our society now, men seem to be getting more in tune with things that, it wasn't common to see men boasting, and I'm not going to say boasting, but men sharing their experiences of going to get pedicures and manicures. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or even the fact that, men are reading books. Men are okay with expressing crying. We are in a different time frame now where I'm...
read over here. We read for real.
Okay, keep that out. What's that?
This the Hoodoo Tarot. This we read for real over here.
Oh, shoot. Oh, you got the powerful book.
Yeah, we don't play. We read for real.
I just write them.
Yeah.
But it's like...
That's amazing. I'm going to get to that, dog.
So... And that was another thing I was going to bring up, and actually focusing more on their creativity. Men are actually getting back to what they actually enjoy and passions. And a lot of times I think the perspective for men is, and was for a long time, you go to work, you take care of your family. Go to work, take care of your family.
You don't feel, you don't cry, you don't do nothing.
Yeah. And then I shared a video the other day about how it's conditioned from childhood. Basically, in the example the gentleman used was, hey, you see the kids at the park playing and the little boy gets pushed down, little girl get pushed down. Everyone coddles the female like, hey, you okay, baby? Brushing her off, trying to make sure she's okay. But then when the little boy falls, it's quit crying, get up.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that, So it's kind of like, we have conditioned it's basically a conditioning from childhood, from birth, that we don't even really or haven't recognized. But now we're in this genre where I'm just glad to see that it's being talked about and expressed, shall I say. Mm-hmm. So for people to even look at it that way. Mm-hmm. And because, to me, the fact that it's even getting brought up and talked about is good enough, because we're in that monkey see, monkey do mentality. So most of the time, somebody don't even have to have an interest in it. If they just see it on Facebook or social media, TikTok, it's facts to them.
For sure.
Or that mean everything to them.
With no research and development.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's easy to do in this society now, especially being we didn't reach the year point of the mask. So
listen. Okay, so that's gonna go over a lot of people's heads, but keep going.
Since we didn't reach the year point in the mask, a lot of us are conditioned to stare at our screen.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you have the fortitude of an artist or somebody that's actually been out in the public for a long time, eventually it gets to you.
Yeah.
Eventually it's like, okay, I can set up the studio at home. And then you forget how to really communicate.
To interact, socialize.
What we used to have is the water cooler at work when you talk about whatever you did and stuff like that. Now it's, did you see this TikTok? Did you see this one video?
No, how about you pull up somewhere, you see kids TikToking anywhere.
Yep.
They can be in the middle of the street. They can be in a grocery aisle. They can be at a funeral. And you go see a kid in a corner while the eulogy is going, TikToking. So it's like...
I can imagine what the club scene is going to be like when it really fully kicks in. It's just going to be people doing TikTok dances.
Okay, so
you think they're going to do that in the club?
So I think so. I'm going to hit no, because I was just in the club and I saw people doing TikTok dances in the club. So seriously. So you gotta peep the evolution. You feel me? Yeah, you got a screen that you can plummet into. You feel me? Or you can use it as a resource to find anything you want. With the generation, you know, you my age. So back in the day, y'all made up steps all the time.
Right.
I know you saying them way back in the day. Way back.
Then he ain't have to throw the way back there.
No, because before it was
way.
called choreography, because I don't.
No, it's the fact you said way.
I give okay. If I'm 31, by the goatee, by the salt and pepper, you feel me? I'm gonna give you at least 40. So I'm gonna say you right there. So if we came,
but you said way back in the day, and that kind of.
Cause look, the reason why I'm breaking it down like that is because look, if we go 40, 30. And now we talking about skipping 20 to now these are the new generation of teens.
Yeah,
so kids will TikTok at a funeral, pop that motherfucker right up in the casket and they kicking it. But this is how they're engaging with the world. Right. So I really can't speak to what you saw. I know that you have a different frame of reference. Yeah. But you remember when the ladies was doing their thing and like I may say you may be in the B-boy era. You feel me? You pull up on the cat like, hey, what's happening? It wasn't even about gang culture. It's we the coldest, we the freshest, we this how we do it.
A whole different dynamic.
But this is how the kids do it.
Yeah.
So in the way that we look at what we in our 30s, so we looking at the monetary value of having a follower or having a following on the internet.
Because they've actually put a price on it.
They do, but as a kid, all you know is you got people that support you, that follow you. So you gonna TikTok.
No matter who it is, yeah.
You don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? We passed that stage of stranger danger on the internet.
I mean, it's crazy that we're past it, but it's still an issue, and it almost seems like the craving for attention surpasses the safety of it. You know, and
I'm be honest.
I think we learned that with spring break this year.
Well, I remember this. You remember chat rooms when you had to do ASL, age, sex, location? Look at Wade. He said the original B-boy. That's the homie.
Okay, hold on real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but let's shout out our viewers, y'all. We have Miss Gina Frey on here. She said, hey, what's up, Jody and Darius? Hey, y'all.
What up, though?
Fist pump, Black Heart, love it. Wade Anthony Harrison, he said, greetings from Atlanta. What's up, Wade? I'll be that way soon. Shout out to our Georgia family. Miss Sims, hello. Petty Queen will do your pedicure and I won't tell a soul. Hey, but hey, listen, the promotion with it, you know. Then she said, "Won't tell a soul," like that all tie in.
I like her wordplay.
Yes,
yeah, that was.
She said 4050 Airport Highway. I mean, are you doing? You got some couple options too? I need to get in
for real.
And yes, he said original B-boy.
Yeah, he had that shirt on. I just seen him last weekend. So
for real?
Yeah,
it's because you were there.
Yeah, he was showing me around 5 points. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like the evolution, like how you and I, we can be studious. You are an author. Like we can talk about reading books. I can read your books, right? So now, let's say, like I said, we go 40 years. We get beat up for being comic book nerds and reading and being intellectual. Even in my era, you could in Woodward. You smart. You in honors classes? Excuse me.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're in honors calculus?
Yeah.
See, I went to Scott, so I feel what you're saying.
You feel me?
Yeah. I was the bully. I was the bully's bully.
I was a nerdy art student.
Okay.
So that's what that was.
Yeah, and it was different back then. But I always loved when I seen the nerdy art student or the nerd tear some shit up.
Yeah.
You know, people pick, and then you can tell. And then like now I'm older, you get it. Like they did not want to have that confrontation, but take them there. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't how they portrayed in the movies. You know, there are those cases where there's the ones who just don't know how to defend themselves or don't want to fight back until they're pushed to that limit. But most of the time,
I remember gym class.
Listen,
man, there was this one dude that looked really tall and lanky and skinny, didn't talk that much. You gotta put your phone on vibrate. Somebody,
man,
it's stinging over
phone.
here.
Listen,
but so
I was about to say, dude. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
It was like the last 3 days of school, and he'd been picking on him all year. Then all of a sudden, you just hear, "Get off me!" And like, dude was like really tall and lanky. Okay. So he had grabbed dude's head, and he was a bigger dude, and just started kneeing him. and crying at the same time while he was kneeing his head.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man!
But
That mean he had some frustration let out.
Yeah.
And I mean, see, and what's crazy is, well, this I'm gonna say this because then we could end up going so deep off in this conversation, but it's like you know how our world and society is. When the black person do it, it's different, but when the white people do it, it's like now when they get pushed to their level, it ain't no fight.
Oh, yeah. Bring out the armor.
They go get the whole heavy artillery and don't go for one person. They shooting the whole club up. Like
that was the case out a couple years ago, and
it's always the case, and it don't get no.
It was a case over the weekend.
Just over the weekend.
Case.
yeah.
So it's crazy. Like everybody is pushed. You know, it's a whole song based off it. What? Don't push me. Cause I'm close to. Then we got another one. I ain't a killer, but don't push. Y'all know that one.
For real.
Yeah.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting.
Hey.
Okay? So we got.
Hey, we in here.
We got so many, you know, it's natural to retaliate. And I'm just glad now, like, you know, maybe I'm interested to seeing more of those self-defense classes for the little kids coming out. Karate, martial arts. We had, I remember the last show, maybe one of the shows I was on in the morning, we had the representative here who specialized in karate, wrestling, black wrestling.
Oh, was it Dr. Sweeney?
Yes.
Well, we had somebody on today, Soul City Boxing. He does MMA, boxing, and wrestling. So
Okay.
for the kids, so yeah.
Grandmaster Mel, the message, yes. Good evening, Miss Self. Hey, sis. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. So, yeah, like, y'all, it's just the way everything is just evolving. And let's go back to what we were talking about with, you know, how the kids are now. And which you made that example, and you mentioned, you know, the AOL chat rooms, etc. But to me, it wasn't that easy before, because now, I mean, of course, back then riding a bike wasn't much, you know what I'm saying, you know, but you know, dudes would take that bike ride across towns and cities to get to the, you know, female. But now these kids can Uber, you know what I'm saying, location, you know, it's more, it's the same, but it's different.
Accessibility.
Should we take it there, Jody?
I'll let you take it on.
Should we take it there? Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna make it plain. Again, how we said the age gap, right?
Right.
There were times when somebody in your life said, "Hey, the streets ain't the same." Duh. Yeah. They got different when you was in them, different when I'm in them.
Just continuously changing.
Now we like, oh, you know, there's danger. It's always been danger. So how are you framing the conversation when you prepare them? You could tell them, hey, you know, you can be worried, or you can say, hey, this is going to happen. You are going to run into this. Instead of saying, oh no, I want to shelter you, protect you. I don't want you to run into.
You're safe and those work.
Oh no,
never work.
How'd you say coddle them? You want to make them afraid. I just told you my little sister just flipped over on the 4-wheeler. You're gonna get back on there later. You feel me? I cannot hide you from the harsh realities of the world.
Exactly.
Around the corner, she stay on the east side. You know it's night walkers over there. And they don't stop.
Right.
You feel me? So are you gonna tell your kids? You know, I'll be honest. What Cat Williams say? Ain't no black kids come out and say shit about Michael Jackson. You feel me? Cause you feel me? Now we can take that and go into hiding abuse and whatnot, but
self-awareness.
Period. Our kids kind of know what's going on, and
more than us most of the time.
We deny them that. When we talk about,
because we'll try to say, oh no, you don't know nothing about that.
But
and they do.
They participate in this. Your kid can show you things about your phones in a way that you really wouldn't know nothing about.
Right.
Different things that they doing, how they could get followers like this.
Yes.
Me and you are trying to start a TikTok right now, do every dance. Only
have a negative view.
You feel me? Unfollowers.
Not even one.
You feel me? But they on there. This is their world. They're becoming the digital creators. So when we talk about them being safe, I don't want to speak as if they just know, but to a certain degree, they much more aware than what we may think.
Exactly, and it's we have to be okay with having those tough conversations, Because most of the time, like, I think it's more of the parents. You know, I'm a parent, you know, and it's like we have it in our head of how perfect we think our child is going to be and what we feel we taught that our child is just going to automatically follow. Like, well, I told my kid not to do X, Y, and Z, knowing dang well, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's time that we get away from being afraid, like you said, of having those real conversations. Like, parenting is one of the hardest yet most rewarding jobs there has to be. You are in control of another human being. Even though this human being could have come from, you know, us women, we carry our babies in our wombs. You know, men carry in the sack, and then they got millions. Y'all got, you know, billions. You know how that works.
But because I'm gonna take it there. They got me on TV and on the internet. I'm gonna say some shit.
Take it there. Turn up.
I mean, when you said different things, I don't want to say I flat out disagree with you because I believe everything you said was very important. But it's like you not necessarily in control. You got a responsibility. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got a duty. So when he was talking about Baby Boy earlier, I don't know if that was even on here, but nobody really understands what Frances Cress Welsing was saying with the movie. Nobody really understands the research of Nellie Fuller that she based her research off of. Okay. How you said in the womb, do you know everything you think and feel while you carrying a baby is impacting that child? It is. Yep. When the man actually is there responsible for it, your presence, your state of maturity, how you mentally see the world. Now, mind you, I just gave him a 40 stamp. Right. I already said
automatically though. That was an auto. That was an auto 40.
He could be 37. I just gave him that.
He gave him an auto 40.
You feel me? But it's like you gotta understand that Frances Cress Welsing said we ain't supposed to have kids till we 35. Because mentally you're not even there. Right. How many cats you know my age right now still think gangbanging is the way? Right. They can't even expand their mind beyond the limitations of being a hood nigga.
Well, let's just say right now, he said, the average man.
He said, I'm gonna take it there.
Let's just talk about it though. Mostly men are in their 40s and 50s when they're saying they actually feel like they got an idea of getting it together.
Okay, so how do you save lives? Because I'm tired of seeing little kids get shot, and I'm tired of them going in the same cycle. We understand the tropes and the stereotypes.
I mean, but listen to what you just said, though.
Question right there.
But listen what you just said, though. It all is so many factors. Because, like, I'm gonna just use myself as an example. I got pregnant at 17 with thinking I thought I knew where everything was because, you know, I had good grades, I had internships, president of this, that, and the other. I had a job, had been working since I was 15, well, since you could get a work permit. In my head, I'm like, I can't handle this responsibility. On top of dealing with an older man, I get pregnant. Mind you, and I use this example a lot for parents because, mind you, and I lived with my father. So me saying that, you would think, oh, she ain't have her daddy around. No, I lived with my father, my mom, and I had a stepmom and a whole village. Plus, I was busy, busy. Like, you would think, like, but I found time in loops and gaps. You know what I'm saying? Right. So my situation isn't a typical situation where people would think, like, you know, just being people stereotyping or just hearing it would think I didn't have a father at home. I wasn't busy. I just had too much time on my hands. I'm just saying these are common conceptions of what takes for a person to get pregnant. So boom, I get pregnant, right? 18, I'm trying to figure it all out. I still have this independent mindset. Like, I got it. You know, to me, I just, certain mindsets, you just feel like you can conquer everything. For sure. But that whole situation with my son's father was toxic. And he was a toxic man that I had no business dealing with. And just going back to what you said about it starts in the womb, just the things my child endured while I was carrying him, it itself speaks volumes. Right. Fast forward to him being 11 now. I'm seeing so many similarities between him and his dad that is kind of uncanny. It's scary. You know what I'm saying? And that's the person I decided at that time to have a child with. Okay. On top of the things he was exposed to, not only while in the womb, because I think we got to come back to that. People have to understand it starts in the belly. You get what I'm saying? Like, I read to him. My son's name is intelligent. It means intelligent. Sure. I did all of that, but I still didn't protect him from that toxicness that he automatically had. He ain't had no choice. I'm carrying him.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But just think, it's all a damn cycle. Because a lot of times, okay, I'm experiencing with my son. He's 11 now, right? He's trying to get into. He's older. Naturally, you know, now he's into girls and trying to figure out what he want to do with life already. Like, oh, 11, you know, they're more advanced. So now I'm trying to make sure I'm parenting the right way when it comes to him. But just think of how many parents, and mind you, I'm trying to do the best I can.
For sure.
Knowing what he's done seen a lot. And even with me being what I felt like being a great mom, I still couldn't protect him from what he seen because he wasn't with me during them times. But he was still exposed to some things that he shouldn't have seen. And all has to do with gun violence. You know, his father's in jail for a murder charge. He knows this. So young black boy, father in jail, based off of, you know, stuff. What that happened. But he's young knowing all of this.
For sure.
So when you're talking about what can we do with gun violence and et cetera, like...
You said gun violence, I'm saying the streets.
The streets and shooting
I'm saying how we perceive ourselves, the hood, time and relations, our people, places, and things. And you feel me?
And you said, what can we do? And I'm like, it's all... Every kid situation is different.
I'm saying collectively, something that we can do as a group. As if we put it like this, if we look at it and we individualize the struggle, you going through shit, he going through shit, I'm going through something, Joe got shit going on we don't know nothing about, everybody doing it. But in the lens that you use to perceive your experiences will change the outcome of them. If you keep running around with the same solutions, the same objectives, the same approaches to these situations, they'll never be different. You say your son went through gun violence. I want to know how close his proximity is to guns. Do he understand their use? Do he understand they're being protected? Can he break one down? If I set him down and I gave him a gun, would he know what to do? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's completely different than...
I guess I see what you're saying. The more you educate yourself on the subject, the less you'll be afraid of it or fail at it. Kind of what school is supposed to do for people.
I ain't talking about school.
Well, no. The idea of school is
basically the learning piece, the educational
it's supposed to
piece.
Teach you not to be afraid of things, to take risks, and have the knowledge that if you do fail, you can find a way to get back up.
I disagree. American education as it stands.
I didn't say American education. I said school.
No, I'm saying you went to school somewhere outside America.
We were teaching school in Egypt
before
Bibles were written and all that type of stuff.
From your experience.
No, I was a bad kid. I drug my teacher down the steps.
I felt you. There were many reasons
and the principal,
for that. But
a few students.
I'm a speak to school because it's much deeper than that. You feel me? Like school, like I said, since the Blue Book Speller has never been set up to teach you anything.
No,
it's been set up to perpetuate aristocratic
It's to teach you how to get a job, how to become part of the system.
I ain't even go into the working class and being able to set you up in a microcosm of society. I ain't go there.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's
because it is deeper than that.
Yeah, it's to create bureaucrats. That's why you have Ivy League schools. If you're in a certain class, I can keep you over here to where we can get more people to stay in these positions of power that we want. Now, I ain't talking about everybody else. And
then even with that, they still leave out a lot of education. You get what I'm saying? It's
I won't say leave out. It's school is not the place to get these things. Like how you and I are talking, and we like, damn. So you and I, we got different approaches. You know what I'm saying? When I came up, it was if you seen somebody get shot, motherfucker be like that sometime. So your ass sitting there, we talking about baby boy. I didn't have no Melvin shot the first motherfucker. I had to sit in the room cry by myself. Right. It wasn't nobody come get the gun and we wipe this shit off. That doesn't happen.
Right.
So then when you see another child go through that, it's, damn, am I going to let him wipe his own gun off? Or I'm going to say, hey, bro, I know you not cool. I need to even move you and change your worldview. Hey, I understand you got to protect yourself now, but what if I gave you tools to where you wouldn't even be in spaces as volatile as that? To where now it's not necessarily about protecting you from the hood. It's where you going to experience life. I ain't saying the nigga might not run up on you, rob you, might slap the shit out of him. But I'm saying if you at the Taste of Chicago, You feel me? On the weekend kicking it while everybody's still on the block in the same destitute situations inside of what do we want to call it? The byproduct of redlining from us being put in this space from gentrification and all these factors that make the hood. If I say, hey man, well, you got $20? Come on, man, we about to go out the way. And we done got a room, we done went to Chicago, now he got different things. I want to go back there. This don't excite me being on the block with the thotties and the drill niggas and choppers, and I want to do that no more. I want more.
Yeah.
But expand their thinking into something else they may not see.
Exposure to other things. Yeah.
So now let's say it's us and we older. Now we cool. So our kids exposed to different types of shit. You feel me? Different types of people. But what about the kids is not?
Yeah. And then you sit them all in the same room together.
Ain't even that. I need your people. Because after you leave school, I need your people to be aware. Let's say we talking about all of these factors.
So you mean like programming or something that they could do?
No, fuck no. I'm talking about us as we experience. What if we talking about the 10 people that's on here? Let's say 2 people. Arlinda on here, so she know. Wade on here, he know. Alexia Sims, she said, yeah, we don't mess with them. Ada Denise, that's Indy, that's the homie. Let's say 2 of these 10 people know what redlining is.
Okay.
How do you teach that to a nigga that got tattoos on his face right now and he a 40-year-old crip?
You find something to interest him.
No, it's you out here. When the police is rolling up on you, it's for a purpose. You know what the projects is. You can talk all the jailhouse wisdom. But how do you get him to understanding what redlining is? How do you get him
to interest him?
You got
okay. So when you couldn't learn math or a certain subject in the school, but you were good at one thing,
right?
So you learned how to do that. You find a way to relate redlining to him as if, okay, he a hood nigga. So you relate it to how much he can get if he crossed the border over here and all this other stuff. And prices, things that excite him as far as money. Give him the opportunity to know that, yes, you make $100,000 or whatever on the street, but you could turn that into $300,000 legally and open a business.
So then I say, boom. So where's the class that we gonna hold at the Frederick Douglass Center, where we say all the dope boys, this is a no camera, no nothing. Y'all come there, bring 5 bands. We gonna teach you how to open a Subway. You feel me? We gonna teach you how to start a trucking company so you can make $250,000 in a month. You feel me? Legally, and they can't take it from you.
What is the word of the day?
Consistency.
Exactly. That's the problem we have.
That's
in our
the
community.
vibe of the day. Yeah. So
it's a problem.
So
we'll
let's
do that stuff for one event, one show, and then it drops.
I ain't seen that.
You haven't seen what?
Everybody say this is the plan.
Yeah, it's been done.
Where?
It's been done here plenty of times.
No, where you told them bring their money? Where you told them in the class, look, you gonna leave out here with the packet and you gonna do it?
It's not necessarily that type of money, but there is money incentives. I'm not saying 100,000.
No,
you know what I'm saying, or 1,000.
No, I'm not saying incentives. I'm saying, hey, bro, I know you got 10 in the stash.
Right.
I need to show you what you about to do with $10,000, and somebody care about them enough to say, bro, I'm gonna walk with you. When he get frustrated, he from the streets. He don't know about taking and receiving products.
And that's the thing. I've seen people talk about it, especially the OGs. You know, we have it's been people on the show that speak on their experiences. You know, for example, Willie. Now it's a couple. We have plenty of people out here that have done their own approach, and where they have men that it did touch and it didn't touch. But like you said, the consistency part and just being willing to talk about it. Have these conversations. Bring up the conversation instead of talking about what chicks is twerking. You know what I'm saying? Bring it up. A lot of times people don't want to when is there always a good time to speak on some real shit that need to be spoke about, especially when you know you have that person in front of you that you know you need to reach. Some people are afraid to do it. They'll be like, oh, it's not the right place, the right time. Shoot, y'all talking about anything else? Conversation piece.
We talking about bros.
We talking about bros, females?
No, because I don't know how you talk to your friends. I don't know, because I don't know.
Well, I mean...
because I'm
But I'm saying it don't matter about how I talk to my friends. I'm talking about anybody that has a message where they feel like you can educate your homeboy, basically off of how you said. No, okay, boom. You mentioned bringing everybody in one room, let's have a class, etc. X, Y, and Z.
To put that weight on your shoulders.
Who, you say me?
Yeah.
I'm on here talking about it. Somebody gonna call me.
Okay.
Somebody gonna say something to me right now. Wade is on here probably because he just seen me recently.
So right there you have an idea.
Yeah.
There, I got him.
So you have an idea, you put it out into the universe.
Yes.
How do you manifest that?
What do you mean? I act in it. I live in it. I got tattooed on my chest, lead by example. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'll make it real smooth. Freud say that your 5 closest friends gonna determine what type of bras you like, because they gonna let you know if she fat, you know what I'm saying, whatever, ain't fitting the bill of what the standard is. It's all kind of research on that shit.
I need more friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think we could go back and forth on that one, though.
No, we could. But I'm saying
because it depends on the maturity of that man.
I'm gonna say for the sake of time.
Yeah. So are you saying like the average man, or?
I'm saying the way that we develop. I'm going on developmental processes. You feel me?
So early age.
All of that.
Okay.
All of what you around. So it's not more so on, like how Shorty said, they gotta want to come to the legal side. Nigga, I want you to live. Fuck being legal, because we can keep the money over there. Let's clean this up to where it's enough to where you ain't got to do that anymore.
See, that's the thing. It's people like you and many others that have that, like you have that perception, and you want it because you know, and you have your experiences that is going to relate to certain people.
She said it's a lost
automatically.
How you say this girl name? Alexia?
I can't even see her comment.
She one of our awards.
Yeah, she going hard. I can't say it's a lost cause because people dying. I got little cousins that just was in an accident 2 days ago, you know what I'm saying, young, and they riding around stealing cars and shit. They 15, 14. I can't say it's a lost cause. I got to figure out how we gonna put this, how we gonna, as a society, how we saying, oh, eating healthy is cool now. As a standard now, everybody like, hey, you know, I'm trying to do a little better. Right. You know what I'm saying? They might not they might eat pork still, and they cutting out red meat or, you know, however it's going. But collectively, we saying, hey, some shit not cool no more. So the more we lean towards
yeah.
You feel me?
So my thing is,
go for it.
It starts with you touching the lives you can touch. You get what I'm saying? You touching the lives that you can, because your approach, yes, you might think it might be the answer for everybody, but it's not going to touch everybody. But the fact that you said it is what he just said. You put it in the atmosphere. Keep sharing the knowledge. And it also, like and what I do agree with Alexia says, I'm not saying it's a lost cause, but sometimes it takes for that person to have to want it. Like, you can teach these classes every day. You can have this program running every day. And you can have the same boy coming in there and let's just be honest, speaking of, I'm just going off of experiences from women. If they're not into it, it don't matter if they show up, because sometimes their parents force them. Like, hey, I don't care what you do, you going here. At that time, they rejected it because they had that rebellion in them. You feel me? But they were still getting that knowledge, though.
So when it finally, existentialism before?
The what?
Did we talk about existentialism before?
Can you give the definition of that?
It's basically you in control of your destiny. Decisions you make are yours and yours own of your own volition. So as we say, you know, you can only touch who you can touch. I'm saying putting that individual in charge. When I talk to you,
right?
Like if I meet a 40-year-old Crip, bro, you gonna lower your voice when you talk to me. I'm not on none of that shit. That's detrimental and that's degenerative.
Right.
We're not gonna lead with that as an opportunity.
And then depending on that maturity of the man is gonna depend on how it moves forward. Because we still got them ones that's like, hold on, little nigga, who the fuck you talking to? And then you probably got the one that's like, okay, brother, I hear you. Let's talk. Let's see.
This one we're in a teachable moment.
Okay.
You feel me? Now either you guys gonna get chewed up, or you gonna roll. How she saying ask for community support, but everyone just want to talk about it. Again, I'm putting this shit in your house. I'm putting this shit in your heart. I'm not putting this in no program. I'm not showing up. I got shit to do. I'm about to be on the other side of the country in a couple of days. I'm not even on this shit.
Right.
I'm more on, so if you care, or if you can recognize, if you look outside and say, I need a coat on, I need you to be able to make decisions, have that intricate understanding that shit you do has weight. So if we gonna put knowledge out there, if I'm meeting you in this encounter, you say, niggas do whatever, bro, we can take it wherever. You a 40-year-old Crip, you only gonna take it so far. I might take you and tie you upside down in a tree. What kind of conversation we gonna have now?
Right.
Because I asked you to be cool. True. You didn't want to. So now I had to make an example out of you in front of everybody who was in this room, because everybody else who knew when I walked in here, this is what I was on. So now you just got educated. So now you got to go around and talk about what happened. Now you got to say, damn, my dog put me upside down.
I understand what you're saying. I get it. But it also, and then also it depends on his mindset. Because he either gonna, listen, you might think it's a teachable moment. You gonna walk away from it like, yeah, I did this, and I told this nigga that, and that nigga stood in that tree. That man, if that man program is stuck on one thing, even if he did take a little bit, like, okay, this little nigga could have been right, it's just depending on that man, what he want to do with that. Because somebody could take what you said, like, oh, this little smart nigga taught me some shit, but I'm about to fuck him up because, nigga, you ain't smarter than me.
Right. Then, like I said, it's how you end up in the tree upside down by your feet, and now everybody
but you talking about trees and feet, but we talking about this. It's the reality of how a lot of people don't know how to have these conversations and don't even want to level down enough to hear. So, and like you said, and the approach is everything.
She said another talker a little bit, baby. I could have died many a times. I gotta live what I'm talking about. I gotta be this. I got siblings, like I just said. I just left my family. When I leave here, I'm going back to my family. They see me as this. I came from being.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I came.
Sound like another talking.
Yeah,
I don't think. I mean, but listen, my thing.
Let me address it.
Yeah,
bro.
okay.
Put it like this. Right now, I'm involved in freeing my father from prison. Last time I saw my dad was 2007. I was still in school with Bri. You feel me? The shooters will be at your head. I got the shooters in my family. Like, as I'm talking about this, I'm getting emotional because the last time we were all together, we all was facing like 13 years. So in that moment, I had to say, what am I gonna do? And from 2007, how have I lived my life right now? I take my cousins, like, I got a brother, he is in the Cherry Woods, and this is before Pork even died. I was in jail with Pork. My brother, he was talking about some Jordans one time, and I'm like, yo, you know, the J's is cool, but when you want to spend that $220, man, come over here with me. I'm going to Dallas to see my homie, my bro. Come with me. He like, fuck it, I'm going to go. Change his whole outlook, man. I'm tearing up trying to be cool because the camera's on me. You know what I'm saying? She said, are you trying to change the community or not, baby? I'm here.
Okay, Alexia,
Hold on, because my brother, I can show you the pictures. You know what I'm saying? He can pop on here, he'll share them. He take his family on vacations. I tell him, you work hard. You feel me? And like she said, only what you can do. Now I say we can take it to that extreme because it's always violence.
Right.
You feel me? And the way that I seen this shit, when she say I'm sounding like a talker,
right.
My first day in jail, I seen the police stump on a nigga that came back from court, 8 COs, and one of them ran from the booth with a Subway sandwich in his hand, stumped on him, and I watched the little lettuce fall like a little leaf in the cartoon, land on this dude bleeding eye. Shit wasn't the same after that. Nothing was what it was once before, because at any time that could be me. So when I left out of there and I'm meeting my cousins, and I got cousins tatted on me that's dead, that I got little cousins that me talking like this, me living like this, me even saying I'm on the other side of the country in a couple days. I could send you a little text, hey, book this flight with me. I need you to come here and expand your worldview. Another cat, I really don't want to get into the dispute, but again, we had a 40-year-old Crips. There's been many 40-year-old Crips upside down in trees. You see what I'm saying? I really, Jody know me. This been my dude since a minute. We live in this environment. That shit's still there. Like we said, you can be an art student. You know what I mean? But when we talking about actually having this conversation, I say when you talking to bros and you really having a conversation with one of your homies and you talking about, bro, you really over here kicking it with me at 2 a.m. and your kids is 3 doors down and you ain't gonna, I'm taking you back to the crib instead of going over here and your baby mama already text me and said you can stay tonight. Now me and you in this dispute, so it really ain't going in the tree. It's me and him are at a match of wits. Now.
Right.
Now I'm challenging who he is as a man. Now when we talking about this again, I gotta live this. She said, let me call Jesse Coleman.
So, and with that, again, it's case by case, person by person, and there's still more because we got a time schedule and everything. So there's more we can go back to on that subject.
Right.
I think, and to answer real quick, Alexia's thing, and it's true. It's not so much about us, but the kids. I didn't really realize stuff until I was like 30, which is around the time when you realize time is finite.
Right.
But it's an idea. You have an idea. She has an idea. I applaud the stuff she's doing. I try and do stuff, and you just got to kind of come together. Come together, find outlets to do.
I'm past the come together part.
Say that, high five.
I'm not saying it in a bad way, but my thing is, people need to get away with feeling like people have to work with them and to combine in certain ways to get this message across. Because at the end of the day, if we kept waiting on that, these kids not gonna get touched.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Alexia has a daycare. She's touching kids in that way. There's hundreds other people who are daycare owners who had that same exact vision. Mm-hmm. Now, they not out here saying, oh, well, y'all just talking, da-da-da. They're not waiting. Mm-hmm. They're using what they felt is their gift and their message to reach the kids, even if it's starting with a group of 10, even if it's starting with a group of 5.
Or 1.
Mm-hmm. She mentioned, I asked for community support. Everyone just wanted to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Alexia, you done made that comment, and people have been making that comment for 20 years.
Right.
It's nothing new.
Sometimes
because support is support. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we are past becoming a collective. The collective thought process with everybody needs to be, what can I do to help these kids, these youth?
Period.
Yep.
Not, I need everybody to come support me and let's come together and I'm trying to do this. I got the idea. We all might feel that way.
She said we strong in numbers.
We could, but listen.
I feel it.
Okay.
I feel it.
Like I said, do touch and put forth. At this point, I feel like as long as everybody makes it a conscious reminder in their head, or even if it starts off, and this is where consistency gonna come in. The vibe of the week is consistency.
So let me ask you this.
What are you giving back to your community? Even if you're not doing nothing today, even if you're not doing nothing tomorrow, how can you and your family give back or help in some type of way to the community? Start there first.
So let me ask you this. What if I said being your absolute best self? So let me say we can go back to existentialism. Let's say you went through some trauma.
Yeah.
Let's say a shorty got raped and that make her like hella protective over her kids.
Right.
You feel me?
She's not sending her kids to the program.
Fuck no.
No.
She don't even want to see. She careful about the daycare. So now we say, look, I try not to get into this mental health shit, because when we talked about you feel me, Willie Knight, and I kind of laughed because I had a conversation about him going into that.
Okay.
So let's say the resources aren't sufficient. She may not feel cool talking to this wrinkly white lady about hood nigga problems and how she encountered this instance.
Yep.
So how does she go into healing and growing in a way? Because you're never going to be able to get this person back safety or security in the way that they need it.
Exactly.
But how can you make their day-to-day to where she not cutting off access to her kids? Now, when we talking about being better for the community, in her household, she just made them kids better. Because now it's not, baby, I need you, I don't want you going over there, da-da-da-da. Now the kid feeling like he got to escape. And we dealing with these issues as they
daily
actually are. You feel me? Because you can try and be a good mom, good parent, do all this shit that may suffocate the kid.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about thinking about the emotional development of a child, like I said, from the womb, even when your tone, even as we having this conversation right now, a cat say, damn, well, how could I be a better parent, or how could I better engage them? Rock with them. You feel? We had a conversation about your son. Was like, what was he doing? Okay, let's take him to this level. Let's not punish him.
Right.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, because in my head I thought I had the right answer.
Now, if me and you had never been cool enough to talk, we would have never had that convo.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yes.
Now we talking. We having that. You like, hey, we gonna do better.
Right.
But if you had kept that, if you had not been cool enough to talk to me, you feel me? But
it's being okay with opening up to find a solution.
So again, as you gave this beautiful story of how you came up, I've never known you to be closed-minded. Never. Now, we can say that there are some people who are up in age who are very closed-minded. Yes. That's detrimental.
It is. And it's a lot of closed-minded people who are in the position of wanting to save the world. So you feel me?
How do
you deal with the people?
How do you engage them? When let's say we had a meeting and everybody there, we there to politic, but we got a whole lot of power, you feel me, going on. Now this is where I say we go back to, we talking to the 40-year-old Crip. It's either we have a conversation or you going in the tree. So now we at this event, and this all these power players and everybody want to be the number one chief of all the Indians. Bro, at the end of this 40 minutes, what we got on paper that's about to pop later on today till tomorrow.
Yep.
If you not having a conversation about that, I don't need you to talk no more. Don't care about none of your money. Again,
not this conversation for you.
I just put him in the tree.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because we need something that's going to actually be a tentative solution, tangible solutions.
Right.
tentative, tangible things that we can touch and feel that are going to change.
Right.
Now,
so I'm going to throw it back to her. And as she said...
She said
about
189 million on the table right now. Where is that at?
Well...
Because hold on, because I got a bone to pick with people. If we done had this money sitting in our community right now, the first thing we should have been able to purchase was that plaza over there on Bancroft and Franklin. So that's just one area where we could have started if it's that much money in the table. Yes. But my thing is, like I said, it's not about counting people's pockets or money that's available. Because what I might have felt could have been, a good place spot. Donation seed planted might not be for the other one. But then in that same token, when you are speaking on how much money on the table, but then also saying like, I have all the solutions, you have to be able to be open to listen. What do the community need? Where can we start at?
And we ask the kids.
And ask the kids.
Exactly.
Like,
that's something so I've been, I guess you could say, an activist in a whole bunch of stuff for longer than a decade, but actively, publicly.
And I mean, like actively active.
You see Jody.
Like Jody be everywhere. Like can't nobody tell me he can't speak on nothing that got to do with nothing because Jody there. Like every
he with the politicians,
man,
he with everybody. He
and
knows
that's the consistency.
And he come in a certain way. Like Jody don't put on a suit to speak to one person and say and change the tone and voice, and then
he come with the hat and the flannel like I'm here
with the black look. He got Black Lives Matter on his buttons right now.
No
he has his pendants, his chains. He has his wristbands. You know how he coming. You know what he representing at whatever table he sit at. Mm-hmm. You don't find that too many places.
Yep.
You ain't
and it's consistency. Like I did not come from any of this. Learning through the process, I had to learn to let a lot of my nightclub bouncer, bounty hunter, and ghost guy go. But those skills taught me to how to go into a politician where people are, oh yeah, I voted for you and stuff. But to me, you're another person. You're a person that has access to something I don't. Whether it's a board, whether it's 189 million, and I have to figure out how to use the skills that I've gotten in life to get that up out of you.
Right. But let's talk about the reality though. So much knowledge you have, so much experience you have with your actions and behaviors to back it up. But let's put it on the table. Let's be real. A lot of people won't look Jody way because Jody don't have a car.
Yep.
So he not even no, but listen, this is our mentality of people in our community. So it's like this is our true. This is this is how people are. It's the people that have the knowledge, the experience. We done had people trying to, and not just talking, but actually acting for years and years and years on the front lines, constantly, consistently. But if they not pushing a certain image material wise, then they're not going to be considered at a table where they need to be at.
So when I talk about existentialism and being accountable for that, you got to be empathetic. You feel me? At one point in time, I didn't have a whip. I was young.
A lot of people. I ain't gonna say everybody because I know, and we got to talk about it. Everybody come from different branches.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? We have some parents who made sure their children had a car before they even graduated.
Definitely.
We got the ones who ain't never. It's so many different avenues and areas.
So when we come down to being human, and again, like I said with existentialism, are you gonna dress yourself? You feel me? Because the shit don't come in the package that you wanted it to come in.
Right.
You feel me? We
all guilty at one point in time.
Oh yeah, I gotta address implicit bias. I thought I was gonna be a teacher. Thought I was gonna teach all them chocolate kids, and they told me you forgetting about little Tommy. I said fuck Tommy. He all right. They said no, Tommy is dealing with a whole different level of shit. I say damn. I'm trying to ignore this white kid, like his experience.
Thinking like valid. He didn't have to,
like he got
not knowing.
I gotta love him too.
Yeah.
So when I'm speaking in this frame, you feel me? When I'm talking about in whole, when we say, damn, we can't look at this person like that. You may look at this person with money, but if y'all doing a whole bunch of arguing up there, I need solutions, fam.
Let me just put it out here and we gonna wrap it up, y'all. But let me put this on the table.
For Women's Month too.
Oh,
let's put this on the table. Everybody's talking about coming together, community this, the money here, funding here. We as a community don't even have our own table.
Yep.
We don't even have our own body.
Tell them.
Because it's too many of. It's just we can't the same way. Everybody get in lines to vote for a president, vice president,
and that don't work.
Senator. People want to vote for things they don't don't even know none of these people, but won't put this same energy into a collective for our own community, for representatives of our own community, where it's a chain of command. People know who to go to here. We got the person that's handling the finances. We got the president, but everybody want to wear the hat. But we'll rather go give it to somebody we don't know. Ain't never met in a day of our life.
Ain't from the city.
But when it's time, and then let's just say we even brought it down to doing a Facebook post or a Facebook poll. Then it's gonna be, it's about popularity. It could be.
Yeah.
But we don't think about the important things like that. We don't base it off of, we our mindset is so much to the far left when it comes to things. So I said all of that to say this. Yes, we are stronger in numbers, but right now, for some reason, our people have a hard time with even agreeing on one thing, or even if agreeing to disagree. We can have a disagreement about something, and all of a sudden you want to cut that person off just because y'all didn't get along. How are you gonna manage like that? They're still a resource. It's just a disagreement about that. Now, if it's toxic disagreement and back to back, but at the end of the day, we still all have to cohabitate.
So, how do you unlearn your steps to learn new thoughts? Well,
that's still a process.
Again, through existentialism, you got full control over it. If I know when I'm gonna get mad at it and when I ain't gonna get mad at it, if I know when I'm gonna love and when I'm not gonna love, I'm in control of that.
Even knowing when to step away from the conversation.
I swear to God, when you say, hey, this ain't gonna be healthy for nobody, or me and you not having good flow of communication, maybe we need to meet at another venture. You feel me? Even doing that came from development of myself.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody go teach me. So when I look at another man, when I step to you, this is where you at right now in life. You don't love yourself enough even to be upset with me right now, because I've said things that you maybe can't quantify it. How does that equate to change in my life? I can sit down and show you, but you're going to have to catch up with yourself. By the time I get back from where I'm going, you come back, holler at me, and we're going to talk. But if you don't place that responsibility, if you don't hold people accountable, consistency is great.
Right.
But you got to hold
the accountability.
Period. I need you to know. You feel me? If I tell you got to wait to talk to me, that's what the fuck you got to do. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm not saying that to be haughty or egotistical. I'm saying you may have to wait before we engage, because
you know why you have to wait.
I know
they might not know it.
They don't.
And then they might get offended by just how you said it. Like, I'm not gonna say it any other way. This is just what I'm telling you.
Period. I ain't even got time. This kid is dying. The air right now, bro. What? It's 2021.
And it's just the approach, and then like I said, and it's nothing against Celestia, but just like the way, you sound like a talker a little bit.
She was passionate.
Okay. It's opinions and but then it's just the fact of how to still be able to engage in the conversation moving forward, because some people would have took that so personally, where they like, I don't want to hear nothing this woman got to say because she was trying to be petty. You know what I'm saying? But when it's a greater focus at hand, y'all two don't never have to work with each other, but you could still sit at the table and have that conversation to see people's viewpoint.
She might love me after that.
Yeah. Perception is everything. What you might see, the another person may not see. And I think that's the hardest thing for us all to understand. It's hard, like perception, people talk about it, but actually it take a lot to grasp the difference in it.
I'll give you this, how we talked about in the beginning of the conversation, because I know he's probably about to go. But as we talked about, is it cool for a man to be feminine a little
bit?
I'll give you this. Let's say I got dreadlocks, you feel me? I'm dominant, you know what I'm saying? I look like a strong, careful with my hair, scare white people, whatever.
Yeah.
That's one way that I live my experience. Now, in the way that I have to embody compassion is that I may not know what it's like for you to come in and change your hair and they treat you like a different person. I may not know what it's like for you to get pulled in the office and them talking about your clothes and them asking, do you got on jeans or slacks today, because they upset about your figure. Those are ways that I may have to be empathetic of what a female or what our women go through.
Right.
Now, she said, never petty. No, ma'am. Now, with that, me being able to change my perception, gain that clarity from your eyes, she said, I love you now. Me being able to do that, I had to go through growth. I can say, shit, y'all got it made.
Yeah.
Not knowing what it's like, but to listen. Again, rape culture, I go in there, what is this? I don't walk around afraid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
For black women to tell other black men, if it's a bunch of y'all, I don't feel safe. That's a fucking problem.
It's a problem.
You feel me? Now, how do we address that? When I let this woman know that, hey, she said in a live podcast it was a bad perception. You know what I'm saying? Us being able to engage in this space, if I had came to her and just chewed her up, I wouldn't have let her know she was still able to type those things and say that to me.
Right.
But that's from working on myself.
Working on self.
Now, if I put that in every household that watch this, you have the duty now to be the coldest. When your kids talk to you, as we talk.
Just how we react.
Period.
I'm working on that daily.
Every day.
Like, it's a struggle. Like, I know I can turn it off in certain places, and then when I feel like I'm at home, it's like, shit, I'm at home. Y'all got me fucked up. What the fuck y'all say to me?
For real.
What y'all say?
Hey.
But then, like you said, and then if I'm consistently and continuously doing that, what you think my kids gonna do? Then I'm gonna get that phone call, and I'm living from experience because I'm like, whoa, he did what? He did what?
Teach him that?
I would never. He know he ain't supposed to.
He know better.
He know he did just because I told him. I could have told him all day, but what am I showing? Like, I'll be the first to tell you, relearning parenthood and being an example in the own home is the biggest challenge. I be checking myself so many times because I done got used to a certain way. But then one of the biggest things I've been proud of myself with doing is when I know I'm wrong, being able to tell my child, you know what, I apologize. I didn't have to talk to you. I ain't have to talk to you like that. But it starts from home and then it spill out everywhere. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us are people, you know, aggressive, assertive, passionate, sensitive. Just think, if we got all these different people while we're talking about collectives as a whole and everybody coming together, you're going to be dealing with one of each of every damn emotion that you done dealt with and went past when it comes with dealing with other people. Because everybody had different phases in life. I'm a way better person than I was 2 years ago. But I could sit at the table with some people and I'm still getting some knowledge on how to handle a situation that I just last week could have handled a different way. So it's constant. I promise you, it's a constant. How do you even listen?
Constant, lifelong learner.
Daily, hourly.
How you want to place it? You're not even responsible for the person you were 5 minutes ago. She's saying she never known me to be aggressive. A lot of people don't. When they see it, it terrifies the shit out of them.
So y'all can't see how this conversation is being perceived. Exactly.
But we living in it, and we here, and we using this forum, and I'm talking how I'm talking for a purpose. Please roll up on me and have the same conversation.
Right.
And I'm going to meet you with the same love.
And I think our approach to it should be, because a lot of times, like I said, even down to the materialistic ways, you know, people feel like somebody got to dress a certain way to learn. You know, some people, I even seen it in which everybody has a difference in opinion with it. I seen somebody say, I can't learn nothing from a homeless man. Shit. Can learn everything not to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real quick.
I could sit here right now and have a certain mindset. And just with the conversation and going back and forth, you know, and engaging with Alexia on here. We learning and showing.
Call-in viewer.
Yeah, I mean, we learning. It's listen, y'all. If this shit was just safe proof, and easy, we would. The Mother's Day, Women's Day.
The Women's Day, we breaking generational curses. I'm gonna say that.
And it's never gonna be easy.
Never. The challenge you just said, getting people out of a line to vote. You do you understand what I'm saying? That's 50, 60 years of us believing that this system gonna serve us. Do you know how tough it is to have conversation with police officers and you telling them y'all stand and defend some bullshit that's rooted in our demise with black officers on the force and everything? And I go there, like I said, me and Jody go there. I'll take it there. But
I can't right now though.
Yeah, after we had this conversation, is where we go from here. If we talk about, like, I work in the corner store, then I want you to do your poem. 13-year-old boy robbed the store.
Yep.
If I pulled out that Hoodoo Tarot book, if I wasn't in tune with my spirituality, he'd have shot me. I was supposed to work in the store that day. I called him and said, man, I don't feel like working. Store get robbed, police come in there next day, they want to get the footage. They know it's the 13-year-old boy. Everybody in the neighborhood know but because you got a mask, you can't identify. I say, what's the max you can get on burglary? Like 3-4 years. He pop out, he's still 17. In that time, you really ain't approached the desperation that was in his heart for him to rob the store. Oh, but we're going to have a youth basketball and baseball. I said, man, that shit is optics. That look good to police to be able to hoop with the kids.
Right.
What if I said take all the hood niggas that own lawn care services, make them be in charge of community service, be able to rate them on if they developing job skills or not, and we don't want little dude to come back, send him to go pick up trash somewhere. Now, when he get out of this program, it's 100 hours, you got a resume that you got job skills now. Or now you've actually seen the inner workings. He done seen enough in you that little homie, you a hustler, whatever. I'm going to teach you how to run the business. Now you're going to be an entrepreneur. Right. Now we're going to give you access to something. Where are you changing the fact that
it was even introduced and offered?
You feel me?
Yeah.
That he needed to go.
So is there really rehabilitation?
Again, we approaching the standard.
Yeah.
We got to challenge that. What does it look like if we take hold of it and control of it? That's what I'm on. And I got cousins with lawn care services, and I know these the real. She talking about shooters. These the real deal. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, "Oh yeah, take the kids with us," and they gonna have real conversation with them. They gonna show them we getting the same money I was getting with, but I'm doing it this way. Come this way, little homie. Now he got somebody from the street. You can go check them, vouch for them. Big Bloods, big Crips, big folks, big whatever.
That'll grab some of these kids' attention.
You feel me?
The fact that they know where that man came from or what he was known for.
But now it's different. You seeing him on a Facebook post. He posting a yard. Now you working with him. Yeah, you got to do this because you got in trouble. But you gaining something from here. Mm-hmm. Now it's, man, can I work with y'all and get paid? Again, he 13, bro, and robbed a store with a whole strap. What you mean? What you mean you gonna play baseball with this dude? He's still hungry when he leave from y'all. What are you saying? I'm on the real. I'm on the real. I'm on growth. Jody, hit him with that poem, man.
Yeah.
Hit him with that.
So we're gonna change the mood completely here. This piece is called Mom. This is the illustration from it. You see and stuff. So a lot of my artwork I'm going back and redoing and performing and writing. This one I just finished called Still Alive. It's a piece that was done in like 2019. So I did it a couple weeks ago on our CSRN, and it's about one of my hardest pieces because it closes Spoken Truth, the project that I've been on for the last 5 years, kind of. I think I'm going to come out of retirement and memorize Still Alive. But,
Dre, I got to get used to seeing you do that.
Oh, yeah. I take my tongue out because it's kind of like my Achilles heel.
Oh, man. I missed it. I'm all in my phone. I done missed it.
I still got to get used to it.
So, for the people that's still viewing, 7 of y'all, and the people here, I have a disclaimer on this piece, especially because of 2020. So if you've lost somebody, however close they are, this piece will probably hurt.
Oh, shit.
So, let's begin. Peace. Mom. Sometimes, yes, sometimes, when I'm just getting up and life is a little bit foggy, I can remember, yes, remember the perfume you wore. If I concentrate hard enough, I can just see a smile looking down on me, reminding me that everything is going to be okay. When the nights are cold and I feel alone, I can just imagine the kisses you left on my cheek. But I don't remember your voice anymore. I can't remember how it gave me strength as a child. I've heard so many voices and so many sounds that pierce different parts of me, even if I've only heard them once. It's like a memory I can't hold on to. Those 5 seconds, yes, 5 seconds where you're so immersed in your dream, and then it's gone before you could even say it out loud. This memory that was so vivid, complex, and filled with life is now a scattered screen of fragmented pixels, just daring you to find a pattern. Sadly, I've become numb to the outside sources. They just don't fit the pitch, yes, the pitch I'm looking for. And even though I know that sound can never be repeated, I still remember your face. The favorite food you loved, the artist you would play loudly, yes, loudly as you rapidly cleaned the house. I can even remember your nickname for me. But the vibrations, yes, the vibrations in which you spoke escaped me. I still carry a picture. It has never left my side, reminding me that no matter where I go, I will always, yes, always have a piece of you. A recorded piece of history of the woman that gave me life, which I shall keep with me, yes, keep with me until the day that I die. And even when my heart feels like giving up, I can look at my wallet, where the most valuable, yes, valuable piece of parchment I own is a picture of you and me. Love you, Mom. Miss you, Mom. It's not poetry. It's the thoughts, yes, the thoughts in my head that I've only shared with the people who care. In peace.
Yes. That was dope.
I love being an artist.
He's the coldest.
But listen, like, it just makes you want to make sure you, like, you know, how many times have we sat in people, you know, especially us who feel like, oh, well, I'm not creative, but just think about sitting and writing down everything that's on your mind or that has bothered you.
It's good therapy.
It could be, you get what I'm saying? Like, how many times have we actually sat to declutter everything we're going through? I can't tell you the last time I've actually sit and written anything, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably stop halfway and be in some tears, possibly.
Ooh.
But maybe that's, you know, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
I need to do that soon.
That's where my brand, the reason why my books are called Tears of the Wounded, like every piece, every illustration, everything that comes out of me, I sat and wept in hours and figured out how, where I could perform that, because when I first started performing that piece last year, I couldn't do it without crying.
Wow.
So how do you tell a cat to sit down, write, and cry who think crying is soft?
Consistency.
Gotta let it out.
Consistency and time.
Yep.
Again, talk about being homeless and you wouldn't take the advice from 11, 12 years ago. Sitting on a bench with less than lint in my pocket.
So
I had no idea any of this stuff was going to happen or that, but every day I wake up, and whether I won a slam or I lost a slam or somebody was asking me, is you going to be done with that little scribble? It didn't matter. Because this is what I had to do.
Yep.
Period. So for a 15-year-old right now who think the answer to tears of his wounds is Zans and perks and everything else, what do we give him consistently?
Time.
He ain't got time. Jody,
Well, they don't have time, but
the air is killing them. COVID is here.
So with that and stuff too, I didn't start getting to this until my 30s, and maybe I did have some other people, but I did everything. Like the stuff they do now is probably a little bit more extreme because I was doing it with groups of people and having fun and psychedelic mushrooms and stuff. But it wasn't a point that I was ever thinking this was my last day. A lot of the image that's drilled into the young people is that YOLO. This is your last day. Do everything you can, which is great in one aspect. But if you live by that in everything,
Yeah, that's how you're going to live for yourself.
So again,
you won't know sometimes you have to fall before you can fly and then get back up with the broken wing and stuff.
Again, understanding that for the time that you've known me, there was a period where I occupied that mentality. And it wasn't like a choice, like I'm just saying YOLO. It was necessarily proximity. The people, places, and things I was around had my eyes feeling like today might be your last day. And until I made the decision to say I got to do some different things, I may want to hang with some different people. You feel I want to maybe be in some different places. That didn't happen until I was sitting facing 13 years in the feds. So I really don't want them to get there. I want them to get it now. So when we talking, it's like we got all these different ideas. It's like, okay, what we gonna do now? Because there's them. Yeah, because they gonna take a pill while we talking right now.
A couple of years ago, we had something called the March for Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
brought on by kids. They came up with this march and the stuff they were trying to do. The very next year after it was publicized about how great the kids were, the adults took it over and said, well, we know that you guys are kids and you don't know what you're doing, so we're just going to take the administrative and start coming up with the ideas, and a couple of y'all can come into meetings, but we make the decisions. Like the same thing with St. John's. It just happened, last month. We don't give them enough credit, and we're always trying to teach them instead of listen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So how do we facilitate these forums? So if she got people, she got access, I know you got access.
You start.
Bet. Let's let that be the next move. Let's let them.
We got good stuff coming up.
And like I said, and like who is this on here? Eric said we do need a collective. Otherwise, the white and black nationals with their exclusionary trends consume AR children, resources, imprison us, good doers. And listen, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, we can't do that.
That's a whole nother episode.
I think they're trying to get cut out right now.
Yeah,
we want to get in the gatekeeping.
That's a whole nother episode. But like I said, and as a collective, until we can get to that point, my perspective of it is starting at home. Yep. Just start making it a point, because we get so consumed in ourselves. No, like I'm saying, we sometimes get consumed in ourselves as parents, and I'm talking about as us that are parents, and with our livelihood, how we have to work, everything else we got to do, goals, and we know we got kids, but you just think, we know all our responsibilities that lie with our children, right? Are we showing our children community?
Are we showing them love?
Are we showing them love?
Real love. And
actually being able to sit back and say, hey, is this working for my child? Like, I've had to sit and have tough conversations with myself, and I'm still learning and growing with this. But it took for me to actually sit and be like, you know what? But guess what? These type of conversations, I watched a video like that, and it was some things that they mentioned that I realized I did, but I wouldn't have thought about it if I ain't see it or listen to it.
Yeah.
So this is for anybody that's watching, everybody that's watching. Look, it's all our jobs and efforts. And even though we all are not perfect people, even though we all are works in progress, there's things that we've done, experiences we've been through that can help and teach somebody else. So don't be afraid to express it. I get backlash all the time for mentioning that my son's father is in jail. But guess what? His family hate it. But it's our reality.
Right.
I'm learning to raise a child with this, and guess what? Every day I think about that man, even though I have nothing to do with it. I think about that man's child, because I heard he had a child, and our kids the same age. Just randomly, it comes in my head, just thinking like, damn, I know what my child is going through, but I can only imagine what that child is going through. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So even though we are working to become a collective, just start. We have to make it a progress, and like you said, consistency. Like, what am I going to do with my kids this week that I know just as much as I take them to go shopping when they need clothes? Do my kids know how to pack some bags and go feed the homeless?
I see what you mean.
Did we donate any time to the community this week? But everybody talking about, and I'm talking about donating time. I'm not talking about what you do for a living and what business you started and what money you gave. Because sometimes it's not even about the money. You hear many stories of how somebody had a random conversation with a stranger, and that conversation touched them. And it's not that this person didn't have parents. Right now the narrative is about the parents. No. It's not always about the parents. You'll find out about a lot of people who had loving homes and things of that nature, but it was just the thought and the mentality of seeing the struggle that made them want to go that way, that made them want to be the total opposite. So this gets so deep, y'all. But at the end of the day, I have faith in our community. I have faith in us being able to fix it. I have faith in all of us being able to better ourselves daily, because it all starts with us. If I can't sit here and have a disagreement or a conversation, or have a conversation after having a disagreement with you, I'm not ready to be a collective with anybody. Because I don't even know how to handle situations that go wrong.
Yeah, an argument doesn't mean the end. I think that's something in this culture, being PC and all this stuff, is thinking you can't be mad at somebody and still love them.
Right.
Like, I love you for who you are. I may not like everything you do or agree with it, but you're finding some way to blaze your own that trailblazing thing. But finding your own way to do it. So maybe I can learn from you. Maybe you can learn from me.
Yeah.
I have a saying I kind of developed over last year because of all the stuff that I do with everything. A lot of people take me into their house, whether it be my artwork, their books, my performance, but I can't make everybody family.
Damn.
That's deep. And we going to end it with that.
For sure.
Can you repeat that one time?
A lot of people will take you into their home, but you can't make everyone family.
And then learning how to move past that and still live life amongst these people. So look, y'all, this was a wonderful episode with Essential Vibes. We took it there. It got deep, y'all. It got deep. The vibe of the week is consistency. Whether it is you working out, whether it is you learning how to handle situations, whether it's learning anger management, learning how to de-stress, whether it's learning to be consistent with self-care, whether it's learning to be consistent with your parenting. Just think about the word consistency this week and see how you can apply it to your life to make yourself better. If you don't know what consistency means, we all have these handy dandy phones. You can ask Siri, Alexa, or Google it, and you will get the definition of consistency. I have my things I know I'm working on, and my goals moving forward is not only for myself, but also for my children. So trying to see how I can be consistent with things with them, because kids might not tell you, but they'll tell somebody like, man, my mama told me we was doing this. And it'd be something that small as, I told them I was going to go take them to go get some chips from the store, and they would be upset.
That is important.
But it's important because it's that trust my kids have with me. Like, okay, is my mom going to do what she said she was going to do? But listen, y'all. Vibe of the week, consistency. We gonna run it back next week. See how y'all did. Challenge yourself. Be consistent. It's Monday. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Pick one thing. Pick two things to be consistent with from today to next week, and we gonna check back in. Until next week, y'all have a good night.
See you out the spotlight this Sunday.